Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome to Unclaimed World. This is a game that just appeared on Steam via early access. Literally today became available. Yeah, it looked interesting to me and I thought I would pick it up. So we are surviving on a planet that we've crashed on. You can see we've got our ship here. We've got 4 crew members. So the idea behind this game is that you're just trying to survive. You're not necessarily building a colony. We're not going to be constructing buildings, at least yet. That apparently could be coming in the future. But really, we're here on a beach. We're surrounded by alien life, and we just need to kind of get settled in and get protecting ourselves and get some food, things of that nature. So they've got an interesting thing we're going to jump right into here called zones. I'm going to highlight this area around us, and then it gives us these options here. So if we go to new, you can see we've got a number of options here for this zone. So first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and set this to forage, and they're going to go around and that's going to help us find resources here that are hidden to us right now. They should start breaking out into those tasks here in a second. Excuse me. And in the meantime, thought I would just kind of fill you in a little bit more. So indeed we have crashed. A little bit about the story said that we were attacked by some creatures called quadites. So that's put us down here, and we're just hoping to survive long enough for somebody to come pick us up. Now this is early access, so the game doesn't have a whole lot to it just yet. There's a good number of things we can make and gather, things we can fight, things like that. But there's a lot more planned. There you go for it. You can see our guy here has got some kind of weapon. I don't know if that's a gun. Now I do, as you are probably wondering, I wondered immediately if I could zoom, and you cannot zoom. So as much as I wish I could, we can't. But that's cool. Maybe that's a feature that will come, but I thought I would kind of throw that out there because it's one of the first things I thought. I was like, can I zoom? Can I get in here? So I was going to highlight this area again, and then I forgot that once you've highlighted a zone, it's got this kind of button down here, bottom left, it says 0, and it's got the leaf icon showing that basically we're foraging in this area right now. So we can actually click this arrow and then change it. You can see forage is highlighted. And once we're done foraging, we'll actually select gather, and we'll have a number of things to choose from there. Now, much like Dwarf Fortress or other similar games, we don't actually control these guys individually. We don't highlight them and tell them anywhere to go. We're just giving them tasks, and they're going to decide who's going to do that, and they're going to roam around and try to get that stuff done. We have some dialogue on the left that's pretty interesting. We've got a log down here on the bottom right, shows the kind of things we've been running into. These oil tubers we're going to want because that's a food source for us, so that's cool. We've got all kinds of information at the top as far as weather. We've got our map bottom left, and that includes some icons down here to build certain things. We've got inventory button here, and then we have tasks, so we can see the foraging is going on and we can manage the priority here via these dots. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe we've foraged enough here. Let's go ahead and hit gather and see what we've got. So you can see that the resources that have been found are separated by food and raw materials here, so quite a few different things. We're going to go ahead and pick all of these up. Gather those 4. Now we also can salvage the ship, so I'm going to get that started as well. Let's see, salvage. I think we can do it to each part of the ship. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all this started. There we go, if I can get this menu out of the way. Okay. So they're going to break this down, and this is going to basically get us items. Boy, that crunching is kind of loud. So they're going to gather this stuff up. We forage, and that's going to help us find things that we can then gather. Now, essentially what gathering does is it takes resources on the ground, and it converts them to items. So we just had this pop up here, some kind of event going on. Looks like we've discovered quadites nearby, and basically this is telling us that we need to be prepared because we're probably going to get attacked. But back to what I was saying about gathering. Essentially, we've got all the things we can gather, and gathering them actually turns them into items in our inventory. So as you can see here in our inventory, we've got a whole lot of different things in here. It's kind of showing us in stock how many there are, and you can see that we have the materials to make these kinds of things. We don't have any yet, but with the sliders we can start making those. Now they have this kind of interesting system here for crafting. I can show you that. Basically through the tutorial explains to look at the liquid gun reservoir here. So when we mouse over it, we have the name. It kind of tells us some information there. We can actually click it and it shows us some more information, what it's kind of built from, and the tools we need in order to make it. And then down here it actually shows us what it's used in. We can actually then hit liquid gun and then come over here and see what it's made from, that we do have this stuff in stock. And that we need one of these tools, I think it says if we mouse over, needs one of the below tools. So we should be able to make, I believe we make the reservoir first, right? So let's go back over here. Liquid gun reservoir. We're going to go ahead and make like 4 of those things. So we just slide that and pretty much leave it. Now if I kind of, again, minimize these guys here, you can see we have components, tools, weapons, ammunition. We don't have food yet, right? Let's go back over here. Okay, so this zone is done now. It's kind of found everything that it needed to find for us. So let's highlight this. And let's see. It's not doing what I expected it to do. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to do it this way here. Gather. Select those guys. And in fact, we're going to select some firewood and stones. Yes, there are some stones. That'll work. Okay, so they're going to get going on that. Now you'll see them move around. We're actually going to build a campfire once we have that stuff. I should have had them collecting wood before, but we'll build a campfire and we can get some food going. We can move the camp, as you can see here. It's kind of an interesting way of doing it here with the little tabs out on the map and being able to select different options. Pretty cool. Now the map isn't too big right now. We can kind of pan around here. And you can see down in the bottom left the kind of box moves. So this isn't a giant area, but right now this is a handcrafted map. It's the same every time you play it, but they're saying that they are probably going to be working in randomized maps at some point, and in fact are going to open it up to player created maps and things like that. So there will be an editor of sorts. So that'll be pretty cool. So you can see Khan here lugging this big chunk of what I believe to be stone back. I was actually reading on the Steam discussion of this game that somebody had said all their guys went to sleep at the same time, and it sounded like it might have been possible that all of their guys got really, all of his people got really tired because they were out gathering a whole bunch of stuff. So it sounds like you kind of want to go and gather just what you need. You don't want to kind of overburden them. We can actually select on each one of these guys and see their information over on the right, so we can see that they're very hungry, tired, things of that nature. So we do want to keep an eye on that. There is a day-night cycle. The description of the game says that actually a message that pops up here as well does state that they'll sleep in shifts. So that's what was interesting for the person that had played it on Steam. I saw said all my guys went to sleep at the same time. But apparently there is supposed to be at least one awake in like a shift at night. Okay, so you can see here that Joaquin has a carrying skill, and I believe these things actually just start coming in. I think that you have nothing initially, and then carrying appears as you start gathering things, so that's kind of cool. So these are lit up over here. Let's see. See if I can... Oh, it kind of gets the area there. Okay. I'm still getting used to this. I just played it just a little bit to kind of get used to the controls and everything, so still a lot for me to learn. Let's go ahead and try to make some more stuff in here. So we do have prepared food. Okay, we don't have the tubers in here yet. That's a bummer. Maybe they're still getting to that. I wouldn't mind having some weapons. We do have a knife and machete, so that's okay. And we can send them out to hunt. Let's go ahead and actually get some of that going. So I can select this area here, for example, and again, we can come into our controls. Now, normally you'd think, okay, well, let's go hunt there, but I believe you need to explore the zone first to do a scout. So we're gonna set that up to have somebody go investigate that area, and then once it's scouted, then we can have somebody hunt there, because now we'll know what's there to hunt. Look at these guys. Man, I am working them. Dragging all this stone, and you see all this material being brought in here. Let's go ahead and do a build and see if we can build a campfire. There we go. You can see it says build here. Let's go ahead and do that. Somebody will make a fire. And you can see I've got it highlighted here with the mouse. It's red. It will light up like this. We'll turn into a color here when we have it in a place we can build it. So we'll build it here. So they'll go set that up, which will be good because night is approaching us here. I don't know. They might enjoy having a fire at night. So right now I don't think I'm doing all that well. I'm kind of explaining things. I'm not kind of gathering at the pace I'm sure they would like. We don't really have our food situation isn't all that great. Okay, so now you can see we do have the oil tubers here, so let's go ahead and bring this up to 4 and get some of that going. Okay, what else? Is there anything else we want to do here? Not necessarily. We foraged. There may be some more things we can gather up here. Let's go ahead and hit that. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff here we could be picking up. So we could get some more firewood. I'd like to get some food. We do have 2 oil tubers here. Let's get on that. Let's do that. Now if you're playing this, there is a tutorial here, and basically select on this and it gives you a description for each thing. So gather materials, build a fireplace, it kind of walks you through these things. And you, as you can see, you can slide through these and figure that out. Let's see, we've got some other options over here. I haven't really played these. This selects next camp member, so I can kind of cycle through people here. I'm not really sure what this guy does. Okay, this looks like it brings up... Oh, to center it. Gotcha. Okay. Very good. Okay, so they're eating, that's good, and then dialogue on the left, you can see that they're barbecuing and and appear to be enjoying it, so that's good stuff. So let's go ahead and select another area. I think we're gonna keep this relatively close, maybe something down here, and do a forage. So we'll get that going. Let's see, I'm going to click on the ship parts here. I think we're good. And you can actually get rid of these zones as well. We'd actually just kind of come in here and you can hit delete and it will remove the zone. So you don't always have to have this stuff up. I also noticed that if you hold right click, it moves the map, but if you tap it, it kind of gets rid of everything. So it's kind of interesting. If you just want to break and you got enough tasks going on, you just kind of want to watch, you can do that. We can left click and bring everything back in again. Okay, once again, I don't think we're doing all that well. Well, okay. Lacks some nutrients, right? Right, yeah, definitely needs food. It's kind of hungry. And this guy's alright. Yaboa. She's good. Augustine. So let's see, we've got Conlon down here, he's doing his thing. And foraging away. Okay, so we've got another one of these pop-ups here, a journal entry. So here you can see what I was talking about before. We'll sleep in shifts to maintain security, right? So we'll see how that works out. So far, right now, it looks like everybody's awake. At least they're standing. I suppose they could be sleep standing, but yeah. Okay, so now we highlighted this area down here, and it's kind of interesting because normally these stay up. His area is not staying up for some reason. That's okay, I'm sure it's something that I've done. But once again, this game is early access right now. Literally became available today. I should have this video up tonight. By the time you're watching it, should be the same day I picked it up. We'll see how that goes. But very early. They have a lot of plans. The developer is very... very interactive. Is doing a very good job of communicating with everybody on the Steam page. If you go in there and check out the discussion, they're responding to everybody's posts and giving really good feedback and taking feedback as well. So that's pretty. I really like to see that. That's really good. People are offering up ideas. One of the ones I kind of agreed with, somebody mentioned, was that forage was kind of an interesting word because the first thing I thought when I saw forage was, oh, you're going to go gather things, but that's actually not the case. This is actually just to go see the things and then you use gather. So somebody suggested the word investigate. I mean, I think even that would be probably better than forage. Like I said, forage to me is an action they're out there gathering. Now, I don't have the dictionary definition in front of me, but that's how I immediately read it. Forage is I'm going to go gather things from the wild. So anyway, they responded to that and said, yeah, if we hear that from people, we absolutely will change that. So like I said, they've been responding to everybody really well. It's pretty cool. I like to see that. It's always a good thing. I feel better about the updates they talk about having. You feel like, you know, they're actually thinking about those things and will follow through on them. So lots of potential here. I really am. I'm really digging this so far. Now the game is relatively short. I actually jumped in and was kind of going through the tutorial, getting a feel for everything, and then ended up being rescued is what happens. They eventually showed up. It did not take very long at all. I'm going to go ahead and set a forage for up here. So that was pretty interesting. I had actually read somebody else comment on the Steam discussion. They said, I got rescued way too early. I wanted to tell them to go away so I could keep playing. And I found myself thinking the same thing when it happened. I was like, wow, that was fast. A couple things to consider as well if you're looking at getting this. Right now it's, I think I paid about $11. There's a 10% discount. It was 12 something, so it's down to 11. But some things to consider before you jump into it. One is that there is no saving or loading a game. You basically jump in here and that's it. You're going to play it until you're rescued. Right now, that's not too big a deal, I don't think, because it is so short. But that's something to consider. Now, they said that it wasn't necessarily in their plans to do a save and load, because that's kind of the nature of the game. But I believe it was mentioned that if that's something that they kind of hear about, that they may change that. In fact, they talked about the development time it would take, and that it was a possibility. So we'll see. But that kind of stuff really matters if you're building a big colony, lots of buildings, your population is growing. You can have a game go on for such a long time that saving is really a necessity. In this game, that's not necessarily the focus. Like RimWorld, you're setting up infrastructure, buildings, power. This game is more about surviving off the land long enough to get rescued. So anyway, something to consider there. Like I said, no loading or saving right now. Additionally, what you see here is kind of what you get. While there are a lot of items, if I jump into here, and you can see we've got all kinds of components, there's different things we can make. That's pretty sweet. But you, right now anyway, are not getting into any kind of structural things, no buildings or anything. It's just tools and food and things like that. So it's not going to take you anywhere beyond those very minimal things you needed to survive. So yeah, I think those are the things to consider. As I said previously, these are handcrafted. There will be randomly generated, or at least they said that they're going to be working on that. So anyway, those are all things to consider before jumping in there. I knew all of these ahead of time, but I just thought it looked really interesting. Wanted to show you guys this game because yeah, this kind of fits my idea. The kind of games I really get into. This kind of fits it very well. So let's see, I've been filling you guys in and not really doing a whole lot here, which is interesting because we're probably going to get rescued in the very near future. I'm just going to kind of start gathering a few of these things here. Nothing crazy, that's probably fine there. And I don't think we're being super active right now. We got one sleeping. I'm assuming he's sleeping. I thought the other one said sleeping, but maybe not. So far we haven't been attacked. I did previously get attacked by a number of creatures and held up pretty well. They basically had weapons or grabbed them and fought off the creatures, so that worked out pretty well for me. Okay, so one of the other things I suppose I could show you here is if you highlight an area like this, there's this other icon here. This actually cycles through the entities in the area. So as you find things in the area, you can kind of cycle through those things and check them out. Alrighty, they're getting all that stuff gathered. I'm going to click here again in our main area and see what we've got left that could be gathered here. Definitely have a bunch more stone. We can get some of the sticks from here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and click on sticks here. This guy is what I wanted. Okay, it's used in these guys. So sticks are used in creating quite a few things, including a smoke oven. Interesting. Knife handles. So we've got some knives, things like that. Let's see. Let's jump into the build here and see if anything new has popped up. We definitely have that. So we can actually make a crude one-person shelter. Let's do that. A-frame. So, sorry, where'd the fire go? I have the fire down in here somewhere. Let's put this here. And let's jump back in here. A-frame. We got a lean-to. Let's mix it up a little bit. What does this one say? Two-person shelter. All right. Let's do this. So that's going to cover 3 people. And let's see. A lean-to tarp. It's this one. That's also 2-person. We only have 4, so let's just go ahead and do another A-frame here. Cool. So we got some structures here. That's actually a little bit more than I thought the game had available. It's nothing crazy, but you know, it's cool. Other than that, campfire and those shelters. Yeah, that's it. So what else do we have here? These are all just different types of shelters, I suppose. We just don't happen to have the materials for them. So smoke oven. Let's check that out. Stick stones. We have those. Firegrass sod. That's something else we would need. Let's actually check that out and gather. There's the sod. We'll just go ahead and set up 3 of those. Cool. I guess this is something you can do too. You can kind of leave this open. Let's see. Is this going to tell me the amount of materials that are needed? Yeah. Required skill, bushcraft. Let's actually check our guys out. What do they have so far? Nothing. Hold on a second. This is what I need. Entity, right? Maybe that's what I had last time. Okay, so carrying. All they know how to do is carry things. They are getting real good at carrying things. Cool, so you can see they kind of get their dialogue out here as well, and I guess there's some really interesting situations that can come up. In my first quick try of the game, nothing too crazy happened. I thought we agreed to move the camp. We got this discussion going on, but I did read somebody say that they had one of their guys freak out and run off into the darkness and then get stuck in a nest somewhere. Couldn't be rescued right away. So anyway, those are the kinds of things that I really enjoy. That's one of the things I like a lot about RimWorld, is having guys break down and go a little bit insane. It's kind of fun. So I think they have a lot of that kind of stuff planned here. It's kind of a, you know, basically you're suggesting to these guys what to do, and based on the environment, the creatures, you know, the tasks that they're doing, all kinds of things could happen. Makes it quite fun. Now, one of the things that gets brought up a lot in the Steam discussion, I noticed, was people talked about its similarity to RimWorld. They say, oh, it's a sci-fi, you know, colony sim. And, I mean, I could tell right away, and you guys know, I've done plenty of RimWorld videos. I've played plenty of RimWorld. I could tell right away, just from the description, from the videos I watched and reading, you know, everything about the game, that it's a very different game. There certainly are some things. Obviously, we're selecting tasks and having these guys kind of go out and do them. We're not actually controlling them ourselves. But this plays very differently than RimWorld. To me, that would seem kind of obvious, but apparently a lot of people, well, you know how people are. They see one similarity and say, that's RimWorld. This game's actually been in development for a long time. I think it said 2010? And then maybe had even started a bit before that in a different kind of form. So this has been worked on quite a bit. I do really like the art style. I'm going to go ahead and right-click here so we can look at that, in fact. I really like this. You can see, I don't know if you have noticed, but there's been these little subtle movements and everything. And I really do like the water as well. It's a little hard to tell, but you can see kind of the ripples down here. And yeah, the art is really cool on this. Now, I really would love to zoom in. I think that would be great. Get a nice up-close view of this. That would be pretty cool. But, like I said, we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see. Okay. Lean to scraps. Let's go ahead and... Good condition. Progress not started. Okay, so we could salvage it if we wanted to. I don't know why. Let's see. Okay. Somebody just needs to make that. Alrighty, well, I don't... Where did everybody go? Okay, maybe we lost people. Maybe, maybe they ran off. I just realized, hey, wait a second, we're down to 1. I'm reading some of the dialogue here. Ward Conlon. Alright, I did the best I could. Hope you like it. Okay, oh boy, I keep trying to scroll out. I'm really not sure where my people went. Let's see, I'm gonna highlight this area here. And we're gonna set this to scout. So we're gonna get Conlon walking over there. Okay, you know what I just realized is they could very well be sleeping inside of these guys. That's why I'm not seeing them. Oh, that's funny. It does say contains 1. Okay, excellent. Well, wait, this contains 12. What does that mean? Oh, interesting. So it also houses different tools and everything. Okay, huh. I did not know that. There they are. Everybody comes out. I thought it was the daytime. That's why it was throwing me. I was like, where'd everybody go? So we have Conlon fighting over here. And we did have Scout. Let's see. And that's pretty much all we have set, I think. Let's go ahead and hit this guy. And gather some more stuff here. Let's see. Sticks, right. We got some leaves here. I don't know that we have this stuff. Let's get all 2 there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm looking at the dialogue again here. He says, good find. Keep an eye out for healthy shade leaf trees. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to actually select this area over here. Let's go check this out. Let's go... I guess we can set that to scout for now. Okay. And let's go ahead. Actually, you know what? They're probably still gathering that area. That's fine. Now, our zone here in the middle, this kind of big red area, we're not really... I guess I'm not doing a whole lot there. I was going to say we could get rid of the zone, but maybe not. There's plenty of resources in here we could still get. Let's actually set a bunch of this up here. Bunch of leaves, sticks. We'll grab all 3 of those guys, why not? Now we have the oil tubers. The interesting thing is I thought I'd already set that to be gathered. I wonder if they come back? I don't know. Excuse me. I'm actually not sure. Okay, I thought I could select this thing. Now, we've got these birds out here. They're pretty interesting. They're called diamond birds, I noticed. And I'm kind of curious. I haven't tried to go out here. I don't know if you can send the guys out into the water or not. That could be interesting. Let's go ahead and... No. Ah, there you go. You can see it only drops the grid over the land there. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if you ever get to make some kind of boat. They did say that this is a secluded island, so basically it's fully surrounded by water. But I wonder if in future like map generations, future updates, if you can actually move between islands with a boat or anything. Let's see, what do you say? My sensor's picking up a lot of underground activity. This layer could be inhabited by quadites. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, we even have a nest up here. So if we click this, let's see. What did that say? Sulfur something. And then it disappeared. I think it's because he's walked out of the area. Huh. Alrighty. Good to know, Conlon. He's ravenously hungry, so... Let's jump back in here. So basically we're going to jump back into the inventory. It looks like we don't have those oil tubers yet. I think we probably set too much to be gathered, perhaps. Let's see. I guess we could jump in here and change that, right? See, I had that set to 2. Okay, everything else is 0. Let's do that. How about it? And if we've got any food up here, we'll do the same. Minnows, but there are none to gather. I don't know if that's because we're not seeing them. We might have to scout for those ones. So we'll set this to scout. Now we can pause time. P pauses time if I recall correctly. We also have a button for it up here. Yeah, so we can pause time if need be. But so far this has been a pretty, I'm gonna say slow-paced, I guess. That sounds negative, but I think you know what I mean. It's kind of a chill experience right now. Pretty laid back. And I don't know if they intend that to change later, if it's going to be really frantic, where you're in a really big push right away to set up defenses and things of that nature. I'm not really sure of the pace. It's hard to tell on early access sometimes what the intended pace is. I mean, to give you an example, you look at something like Don't Starve. It seemed very casual early on, and that changed over time. You know, I found myself much later in the beta process actually getting in and saying, all right, let's go. I got to get this, I got to get this, got to get this set up and do this. So, you know, maybe that's what they're going to end up going for here. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. It does say noon up top. We have Conlon here. I'm not sure what anybody else is up to. Okay, now we've located a quadite colony. The nest lies in a cave. Oh boy. Cave network could hold countless individuals. Huh. This could be bad for us. Let's see, let's jump in here real quick and see what we can do weapon-wise. I haven't been really paying attention to what we're gathering here or anything, so... Well, we could make a cooking pot, that'd be cool. Let's set one of those up. So I think we've got a couple things. We do have a knife and a machete, and they may be carrying more. I think I had 3 knives at some point. We do have rifle ammunition. I think we have a rifle, I believe. Although it's interesting, I don't see it in here. We can't make any more knives right now. Let's see, let's look at this. I thought it might show damage or something here for the machete. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. So if we go ahead and click on machete. Okay, that's not telling us anything. Select item. They're discussing the quadites over there. Okay. Oh, so here we go. We've got hunting rifle. Let's actually look at this. Can't really do anything there. Alrighty. I'm going to look at this guy again. See, we have everything here. As far as I can tell, we've got the tools. We have the resources, as far as I know. We have a reservoir, all that stuff, right? Shouldn't we be good? Actually, one more time. Let's see. Gun reservoir, liquid gun. So I would expect to see that in here, though I do not see it. Ho-hum. Okay, well anyway, let's go ahead and close this and kind of check out where we're at here. Machete. Oh, because I had it selected. I guess that makes sense. I selected that earlier. Okay, so we got Conlon here. We are going to be attacked. Man, I'm feeling very unprepared. I did get attacked before, but I was actually reading some of the tutorial while I was being attacked. And I think they were able to fend themselves off fend off the creatures pretty easily, but I'm a little bit concerned about that. So let's see. Right. I mean, I could send them out there to hunt. How about that? Let's try that. Or I guess we'll start with scout. We'll try and do things the right way. We'll see who wants to go out there and scout it out. Okay. Nobody's wanting to head there yet. Okay, and again, we don't have the food or anything here yet. I'm actually going to delete this. I'm going to try something. I want to delete this zone, and then I want to select it again. And okay, so gather is not highlighted, but the options appear to be the same. Okay, I was wondering if it kind of reset things, but seems as though it doesn't, which is probably a good thing. The afternoon of day 2. Okay, Conlon is starving. It's so bad. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not gathering the oil tubers for some reason. Not entirely sure why. I don't know if it's because they're just completely exhausted. I don't know. I am going to go ahead and delete that. We're going to actually... We've only got the one here. Try to focus. Focus, Weem. So the dialogue is them talking about the nest and what to do about it. Fortunately, I suppose that's a good sign. They're not complaining, right? Well, here's our rescue. So there you go. As you can see, this really doesn't take that long. It's pretty quick at this point. But yeah, there was certainly things I could have been doing better. I think food was probably a problem. I don't know if they were just completely exhausted and wanting to just completely crash because I wasn't feeding them enough. And this dialogue is probably stuff that comes up anyway, at least in this part of early access, to kind of introduce the combat and stuff like that. But they fought off a couple little things, and I think that some more will end up coming out of there. But anyway, I hope that kind of gives you an idea for the game. It's like I said, it's early access. There's not a lot of the features in that they've talked about putting in just yet, but there's a good number of things to make here, and they definitely have some things coming in the near future. They plan to do regular updates and everything, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. Like I said, it looked pretty interesting to me. You guys know the games I like to play, so this was very much right up there on my radar as one of the ones I just absolutely had to grab and try out. So I hope, once again, this video gave you a good idea for what this game is all about. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.